There's a new effort to create action in our region with the goal of alleviating workforce struggles for our regional businesses that they're facing right now. Obviously, Fueling Our Future is a big component in that. They're unveiling the region's master workforce and talent strategy. So we're going to learn about that today with Ted and Peter. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So that was kind of a mouthful, but basically what we're trying to say is, what is the strategy to get people to come to our region, to work within our region, and then ideally stay within our region? So can you tell us about the full strategy?
Yeah, so it's a big mouthful, as you said. There's a lot of things we need to do, but the bottom line is who's going to do what, how much money is it going to cost, when are we get started doing it, how are we going to solve the problems we have everywhere today with employers trying to find labor in the area.
I think it's maybe important too to talk about where we started. So Fueling Our Future is an initiative between the Chamber EDC. It's a public-private partnership. And about a year ago, we showcased and had a leadership retreat, which we featured Ted at, and he had interviewed, I think, 100 business leaders and other community leaders throughout the community. And one of the, number one topics, I'm sure this shocks everybody, was workforce.
I will say that I'm very happy with how proactive this community has been, and I know the chambers are very, very active in trying to solve problems like childcare, like workforce, and things like that. One of the things we had talked about briefly kind of during the break was, so you guys are coming up with this strategy, but then my ultimate question is, what is it? Because how do you get people to come here to serve in those roles?
So you target places that people want to leave. So there are a lot of places in the country that don't have what you have here. They're not as safe, they're not as welcoming, they're not as affordable, they don't have as many good jobs, they don't have the quality of life you have here. So you find those places and then you direct market to people there to come enjoy the Fargo region.
And let me know if I'm wrong, but I do believe at one time, and maybe currently today, there is a program in the state of North Dakota that if a company relocates an individual in, that they can be reimbursed for a portion of that cost. Is that correct?
Well, I think North Dakota is great when it comes to, we're very entrepreneurial here. So there's lots of different programs and incentives to try to attract both businesses and also try to keep students here, just whatever we can to keep more people coming here and living here.
I love that. So say that the strategy plays out, it works, we get a lot of people to come into the state. What are some benefits maybe that we're going to see as individuals in this area from that?
Well, I think it'd be fun to drive up and down the road and not see a help wanted sign, every 4 feet. I think that'd be really fun. If you look at it, a very vibrant business community, you look at a, rising tide raises all boats. So I think the success of our business community and all of the industry here that is so desperate for more workforce, opportunities create themselves, more jobs, more salaries, people can have, hopefully better lives too, and get to, do the things that they want to do, which is have fun, maybe go to the lakes area. When you live in paradise, you have to put up with a few things, but, to get people to come here, sometimes we have to combat, certain weather conditions like you talked about earlier.
Of course. And it's something that I think, once we live here, we get used to it. It's just something that you deal with every day. But of course, you had mentioned, we want to have that work-life balance. Fargo-Moorhead it's a wonderful place. There's a lot going on in the surrounding communities. It's just, we got to get the people here to fill the roles so that we can enjoy the balance, because it seems like right now, probably a lot of people are under stress. They're understaffed.
Sure.
They're trying to make sure their businesses are successful, and as a community, we want businesses to be successful. Is there anything that we as a community can do to aid in this effort?
Well, first of all, we're out in the collection of what's needed. So, and when we talk about all the businesses needing things, but you need a plumber sometimes. Every now and then it'd be nice if the restaurant was open longer hours because they had the wait staff they needed. Or the local production company decided this was the place that they're going to invest new technology in, help wages rise, rather than go somewhere else. And so there's really practical aspects for everybody in the community.
Well, I think too, from a local perspective, Fueling Our Future has already backed some local initiatives that have started, such as Campus FM. You have Ignite, which is a digital platform, and Emerging Digital Academy. Now you're talking about a certification program to get developers here. And if you just think about the tech type companies that we have here, we have some great initiatives that have already started, and Fueling has helped get those started. Now we just need to see more of them going and a little bit more time on our hands.
And there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of different pots, if you will, because of course we want to bring workforce in, but then you have to have things like the infrastructure's got to be ready to go. We've got to have housing. We've got to make sure our schools are up to speed. And you know, at least I can say that I trust that our chamber is always active on these issues, making sure that these things are going to work out so that we can have, you know, the best possible community. So I thank you guys for the efforts that you're making, because I think this is fantastic and it's definitely something that we need here.
No, we're excited. You know, we have a great region. Fueling Our Future is people, place, and prosperity. Today was mostly about the people aspect, but there's a lot of, you know, Fueling 1.0, and now we're launching into Fueling 2.0, and I think we'll have some great initiatives. That the workforce and talent strategy that Ted talked about will be a key initiative and key focus areas going forward.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both for joining me.
Thanks,
I appreciate it. So listen, if there's anything that you can do to be a part of this strategy, please go out and do that. If you know people in other states maybe that are looking and they're not super happy where they are in their current workforce, bring them here, right?
Yeah,
Nice jobs.
we're always hiring.
Fantastic. And now you stay with us. Coming up next, we're going to talk about some interesting news kind of from around the area, things you're going to want to pay attention to.